Hello once more. It's another beautiful day. We are at the farm, and today we are taking advantage of the cold season that has been projected to be extending. So we want to do some horticultural planting of extra seeds for the season. Of course, the maize and the beans are doing better. Within a month or so, we'll be harvesting. So much of the work today will involve extending our vegetables to include capsicum, the super brand. Then we'll also be doing dania. Then we'll finish up with cucumber. So for the carrots, which are the first part of the planting that we'll do, I had to mix the carrot with the sand. That's why you're seeing the color a bit brownish, and the reason for this is the sand will create space because the seeds for the carrots are quite small, and if you don't mix it with sand, there's no way you can separate and plant one by one. Then you'll have a lot of work during thinning, and that you have experienced before. So if you don't also thin well, at the end of the day you'll have a problem when it comes to the size of the carrots. So for this season we will do it differently because we don't want to do a lot of thinning, and we wanted there to be a bit more space between one carrot and the next. So that's why you're seeing I've mixed the carrot seed with the sand. So again, we have done some rows. We raise the bed first so that we can be able to manage on the drainage. The season has a lot of rains, and if we don't manage on the drainage, then basically we are going to have a lot of wiping away of our seedlings. You have also seen we are not doing them in the seed bed this time. In the nursery we are doing them direct because of the cold season that we are in. So we have decided just to go direct and plant and avoid the process of going back to the nursery. As I said, our maize are looking fabulous, so we hope for the best by the end of the season. The other thing that I will do is coriander. Coriander are a bit bigger, as you can see. They're bigger than the carrots, so it's easy to estimate how much your spacing is, and in case the spacing is a bit or the seeds that you have sown are a bit together, you can just use your hand to spread them out. Also for the coriander, if you want big harvests, avoid having so much of them cleaning together when you're planting, so that you don't have to do again a lot of separation or thinning during the germination stage. So that's why you're seeing I'm trying to really put them a bit far apart. And also when it comes to covering the seeds, I'm not also putting a lot of soil on top, because in like 5 to 10 days time all this will have come out of the ground because of the weather. So I don't want them to start rotting from below, because they have a lot of soil between where they were planted and the surface of the soil. So that's why I'm just doing some small returning of the soil so that I can be able to see them coming out, and we can be able to start with the weeding, because also given we have applied a lot of fertilizer, which is farm fertilizer, we will experience a lot of weed. But as you can see, we have prepared the beds. They are free of weeds, and the place is looking nice. So our coriander, we'll continue to apply them, and they have taken like 2 beds, and each bed we have tried to do like 4 meters long and 1 meter wide, and between the rows we are doing like 30 centimeters apart. so that we can have them aligned at least neatly on this bed. So this is the second bed that we are doing, and also we are checking on our tomatoes, which I had said they are germinating in between apples and also below the apples, and currently we are having them at a very nice position when it comes to how they are performing, and we hope that at the end of the harvest season we can be able to quantify the amount of tomatoes we can have at the end of the season. So why do we do this? We always love to get our annual supply of our vegetables from our own planted farm, and the reason for this is to avoid a lot of diseases that we get from GMO food. I think many of you will resonate with the fact that a lot of the food you consume are having side effects, especially to the kids. You find a lot of irritation of the skin because of excess proteins, and excess proteins we know that is coming from what is applied to the plants when they're still at the farm. So that's why we do our annual supply of food when the season is good with the rains. So yes, this season we will try to see if we can get everything planted during the first season of the year where the rains are quite high, so that by the time we get to the dry season we can be working with the limited plants that are resistant to the heat, because even the climatic conditions have quite changed, and we are experiencing a lot of dry heat during the low rainfall season. So we wanted to take advantage of the season. Most of the time we usually just do maize and beans alone, then we go to vegetables and other horticultural crops after the maize season, because of the pollen grains from the maize would sometimes affect the other crop if you intercrop. But right now the maize have already pollinated and the maize cobs have already started showing, so we hope that we'll not have interference of our new plants with the environment from the pollen grains of the maize. So that's why we are doing that. And yes, we still are trying to establish 100% dependence on farm products and reduction in our costs of consumables from market of groceries. So that's why as a family we stick to our own planting and harvesting for storage during the rainy season, and when we get to the dry season then we have enough food. So yes, our tomatoes are looking beautiful and big, and as I said, I'm just happy because I think they adapted well to the environment, and we have had zero interference from bugs or viruses or bacteria, and they are quite clean. No spots, no bug bites. Yeah, I think we'll have the best. So now we are with the Super Wonder. As I said, we have finished coriander and we are now doing the capsicum. And for the capsicum, we'll not do the same as the carrots and the coriander where we did the furrows. For these ones, we'll do holes that are at least 30 centimeters apart to give it space when it's growing. And also for this, we'll ensure that per hole we have one seed, so that at the end of the day, again, we are avoiding thinning and we are avoiding low productivity from as a result of overcrowding if you plant more than 2 or 3 in one hole. So you can see the holes have already been prepared. Today we have to do it as a team. We have one of us laying the beds well, then Laban is here flattening out the raised beds. Then at the end of the day he'll create the holes for me, then I will come through with the capsicum seeds. So we are doing the green capsicum. So at the end of the day, if you look at the first season, as a family we'll be able to have the beans, and beans we usually get like between 20 to 30 kgs from the piece of land that we have. For the maize, we do an average of 6 to 7 sacks, the 50 kg sack, which we dry and store, and we use them for maize. Then when there are some parts of the farm which the maize takes, they are the last one to mature. So when we get to the season where it starts to become a bit dry, what we do, we use now the green maize plus the fresh beans to create the mixture that we call githeri, and we store again. And from this we can have githeri that will serve us as a family for like 2 or 3 months. So that's a good sustainability before we can get back to the market. And apart from that, we'll now have carrots from the farm, we'll have tomatoes from the farm, we'll have coriander and capsicum from the farm. And the last thing that I think I will have to do next week is cucumbers, which because of the rains that are about to descend on us, will not be able to complete it today. So yes, this has been what we have done today, and we hope that the season will be great, and we'll be able also to measure the output. Thank you. Until next time.